So homework. Start typing. Where do we start with state? So what's first part of state? This one, I would probably do some type of notation, even if it's that. Some people are going to put 2007, 07, but I would put something that indicates which one it is. For this one, it would be the proportion of what population?
Adults in the U.S. in 2007 surveyed that responded to the provided question.
So I wouldn't put surveyed or answer the question there just because this part is what? What is this part? Population. And if I put sampled in there, it would just be with my sample. So I'm not going to add that word in for this part. So proportion of adults in U.S. Will you shut the door for me? In the U.S. in 2007, that what?
Presently think television.
So this is one of those that I would do like I did in class yesterday. I could even just do that and then write it out about something like that, so that I write it once and then I'm done with it. So then I could say and not have anything else to do other than that. So I don't care how you choose to use the stuff where you define something, but now when we get really wordy, especially really, really repetitive, is when I think you'll start using it to your advantage a little bit. So then my next one would just be P8, and it would be in 2008 because it's still saying at that present time, so I don't have to change that part of it. So that can be saying specific to 2007 and specific to 2008. Is there anything wording wise that you guys would change or questions with about that? And that doesn't mean you had to do it this exact way. This is just a way to do it. All right, so then what? So the null hypothesis, the way I define the subscripts would be what? So you can do whichever one you want just because this is the first one I heard. I'll go with this. I can't remember if I said it to this class or not. My suggestion is if you want to do 8 minus 7, and that is absolutely fine, make your whole problem be 8 minus 7. So like make this one 8 in 2008 and make this one 7, 2007. Really, it's a preference. I like going the same order as the problem, which is for this one would have been 2008 first. Some people like going in the direction. Well, somebody grab that door. Some people like going in the direction of whichever one would give you possibly a positive. And either one of those is fine. So here, the null hypothesis P8 minus P7 equals what? 0. As opposed to my alternative hypothesis, which would be what? Because it says what? Changed. So the word changed is the only direction we get, which is just a not equal to. And then the last thing I need in state is what? Let alpha. Is there one in this problem? So we're going to use this one since one is not given. All right, so plan, what's our first part of plan? Method. This is a 2-sample, what? Or what's my first condition? So where does it talk about random here? It says randomly selected here, and then it also says randomly selected here. So I have to address randomly selected. So the problem states both adults in 2007 and in 2008. I might say adults in. Do I need more than that? No, because I've actually said random selection already, so I don't need to put that in parentheses. And I've explicitly mentioned both my populations, adults in 2007, adults in 2008. One thing I don't like that I have missing. I don't think this is good enough. US. What's my next condition? It's usually easier to write out. So this one would be N7, P hat 7. I did 8 first, I'll do 8 first. N8, 1 minus P hat 8. N7, P hat 7. N7 and 1 minus P hat 7. So this is how many in 2008 that did answer yes, which would be what?
676.
How many are left for failures? 333. What's this one?
622.
Do what?
622. 398.
All of which are greater than or equal to 10. So there are at least 10. How specific can I get up here that applies to all 4 of those?
Adults in the US.
What's going to go up here and here?
2007, 2008.
What's going to generally go over here?
Answer yes. Answer no.
Answered yes or answered no. All of which apply. Finish with. So we can use an approximation. I'll just go do independent up here. Independent, 10% condition. What is lowercase n7? Actually, sorry, I'm trying to be consistent. I just always think 7 first. What is lowercase n8? 2009. What is lowercase n7? there are at least
10,200 and 2,090.
and I was trying to think about how to word that better. This sounds terrible with English. But I don't see any reason with that being wrong. And then finish it with what?
Adults in the US.
That's not English written very well, but that's very obvious about what I'm talking about. And I don't see any issues with that. You guys probably wrote it better, but it probably took more words. Alright, do. What do I need?
Yeah,
P hat 8, which is whatever what?
676 over 1,000.
P hat 7, which is whatever what?
622 over 1,000.
What else do I need?
2 tails.
And
Alpha.
which is a 5, right? And what else?
Yes.
So this is going to be 676 plus 622 over 1009 plus 1020. I can wait and write that if I want to, because the calculator's going to do it for me. So all I have to write here is generic equation if I have everything written well up there. What do I not have up there? I have everything up there, right? Okay, so what do I write for my test statistic?
You had 8. Minus 0.
Oh, I didn't find that one. Minus 0 over
Square root. You had C. 1 minus B.
over,
And
and then the same thing, but
7.
over N7. And we end up getting a test statistic value of what?
0 Z. Oh, that's the Z value.
What's the test statistic
Oh,
value?
Z is 2.8.
22.
2 point what?
18.
82. So what's that going to look like when I draw it? How many lines? Where? Generally. What's this one? What's this one? So if I use yellow sheet or normal CDF in my calculator, I have to remember to do what? Multiply by 2, but if I run the test in my calculator, it does it for me, and I end up getting a p-value of
0.004.
total. Like once you've done both hills, right? Okay. And then compared to alpha of 0.05, and I write what here?
Less than.
Which means that we the null hypothesis that P8 minus P7 equals 0. Why?
Since the new value is less than alpha.
Which means that we and then so how do I want you to write that for a test? you write after that for the test? Which is
E8 plus E7 is
so on the test, don't try to word it, just get it right. But there might be individual activities or questions I ask you about the context itself. Questions about the homework?